Welcome to this session on the EC2 RI Utilization Pulse Report. This report can be found under the Dashboards menu under Pulse, EC2 RI Utilization. As a quick reminder, Pulse reports in the CloudHealth platform are executive summary reports. The EC2 RI Utilization Pulse Report is actually a compilation of different reports on your reserved instance environment. This specific Pulse report is designed to provide a detailed operational and financial overview of your reserved instances to help you better manage how you utilize and apply RIs in your cloud infrastructure. In the first area of the report is your reserved instance savings for the month so far, as well as your current month cost. Just below that, you can see your top 10 compute costs by group for the month to date. This section of the report breaks down your EC2 compute costs by one of your perspective groups. In this example, the compute costs are separated out by our perspective container cluster groups. As perspectives are organized in alphabetical order, the report defaults to whichever perspective in your environment is first alphabetically. If you're interested in viewing this data through another perspective, you can do so by using the Options dropdown at the top left of the screen. Under Filtering, you'll see the option to choose perspective. Here, you can select from a variety of perspective groups. Below that, you will find additional options for adjusting what is shown in the Pulse report. For example, if you wanted to narrow it down from a top 10 to a top 5 for an even more condensed report, you can do so by adjusting the Top List Count to Show option. Let's change the perspective to Environment and click Update. You can now see the top 10 environments by cost and that the production environment has the highest compute cost. To the right of your compute cost is a column that tells you how much you would have spent if your compute costs were on demand, followed by the amount you have saved by utilizing reserved instances. The next box notifies you if you have any expiring reservations. If you had any reservations due to expire in the next 90 days, they would be segmented out into 3 groups, those expiring in 0 to 29 days, 30 to 59 days, and 60 to 89 days. The next section of the EC2 RI Utilization Pulse Report shows you your top 10 underutilized reservations. This is an area where you could have some unrealized savings, but it isn't money that you're gonna get back. If you have an RI that was never applied to any of your instances, this section shows the number of hours that could have been used with that reservation, along with the amount you could have saved had that RI been used. One way to think about unrealized savings is to think back to the time when you had to pay for minutes on your cell phone plan. Say, for instance, you paid $50 for 50 minutes of cell phone usage for a month. On the last day of that month, you realize you've only used 25 of those 50 minutes, and the plan doesn't allow for those minutes to roll over to the next month. You've already spent the $50, but are stuck with 25 minutes you can't use. It's the same thing with unrealized savings. Essentially, this section of the Pulse reports lets you know if you have any reservations that you aren't fully utilizing. Below that is the top 10 reservation opportunities. This breaks down your infrastructure by instance type, location, operating system, the hours you have used, the hours you have reserved, the percentage of hours reserved, and the potential savings of purchasing more reservation instances. The top 10 convertible RI exchange recommendations provides you with a list of recommendations to exchange your convertible RIs to improve your monthly savings. Clicking on the line item will take you to the EC2 Convertible RI Exchanger page, which is under Recommendations in the main navigation. As you can see here, this is recommending that you take 8 of your C3.large reservations that aren't being fully utilized and convert them into 12 M4.larges. This would require an additional upfront investment of $288. But would save you almost $800 on average each month over the life of the new converted reservation. If you had any modification recommendations of your standard reservations, they would be listed here. Finally, The daily instance usage history shows the number of instances running over the last 60 days, broken down by reservation type. If you hover over the bars, you can see the number of instances by reservation type you had running each day. If you click on the graph here, it will take you to the full EC2 RI Utilization Usage Report, which can also be accessed under the Usage tab under Reports. That is it for the EC2 RI Utilization Pulse Report. Thank you so much for joining us.